I'm Josh, this is Newtons per second. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm very excited to make a post video of the successful level 2 certification flight I made with my custom rocket, the Jupiter 3. And I'll start the video just going over the stats of the rocket. So loaded weight, this is about 18.6 pounds. It's made of mostly lock precision parts. The airframe is fiberglass, fins are fiberglass. It was powered by an Aerotech DMS motor, the J435 White Lightning, and the delay on that was set for 6 seconds. RockSim showed that this rocket was to hit about 850 feet. I actually got 723 feet, and I'll go over later why. What else? We got a 6-foot semi-elliptical parachute for the main. There is a drogue I tied to the nose cone just to help pull everything out. This is set up as single deploy. So there's a 3-foot parachute tied to the nose cone, 30-inch fire shield wrapped around the main parachute. Altimeter is MissileWorks RRC2 Plus, and that was just used for apogee only as a backup, well actually as a primary, excuse me, and the Aerotech J435 was the backup, again set at 6 seconds. And I think I'm just gonna just show the video clip of apogee real quick, and you can see how close the altimeter fired and the motor ejection fired. There's two puffs of smoke that you can see. So that was 4.5 grams of black powder in each charge, and they almost went off at the same time, which I don't want to happen. Obviously 9 grams going off at once, even though this is fiberglass, I don't want that to happen. That's chances of breaking something on the upper airframe, and yeah. So, I can't ask for a better flight, and the way this landed, it was like a feather touch on the ground. And where the launch took place was with a club called CMASS. They're in Amesbury, Massachusetts, and that was October 22nd, 2022, last Saturday. Today is Thursday, and I'll be honest with you, I am still pretty excited. That felt amazing. That level of excitement to go there and all this work you put into a rocket, and especially a certification flight, and to have it go right. And I was happy with the flight, just low, slow, like they're saying. And because level 2 opens up, some pretty big motors, and I'm excited where to go from here. And the concept of my Jupiter 3 project is to be able to expand on it so I can do bigger things with it. It does have a 75mm motor mount, and I do have 15-15 rail buttons here, and it has the 10-10s on this side. And if I had upper sections, I could fly this on, an L motor, no problem. Or an M if I wanted to, if I can get to level 3 and use this for, some future level 3 projects. So I really haven't had a chance to take the rocket completely apart and really go through it and see how everything fared, especially like the shock cord. That's 9 grams of black powder going in. Did the shock cord get dried out? Do I need to replace that? Really look at the motor clips and, all these things, and how's the sled look with my little custom altimeter bay I put in here and all that. Oh, I don't know if you guys can hear it. I hear the train. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do now. I'm just going to kind of go through it, and some of the things too that I'm just thinking about, and I saw a little bit of an issue on the field, is people getting continuity on the field, but their igniters aren't going off, especially the pad I was on. Just a little tip, like if you are going for any flight, but especially a certification flight, you want to take a look at those igniter clips. I guess a tip, so when I looked at the igniter clips, they were blackened and full of carbon. I cleaned them up really nice because you want to wrap your igniter wire around the clip to make sure you're getting the most spark or amperage or voltage through the igniter wire, and making sure your motor's lighting. And I think that was the problem. There was too much carbon. So when I cleaned it, like this went off, no problem. Yeah, something else I did for redundancy, I've got 2 bolts in for each Z clip. And these look all good in here. So this is the 3-foot I was talking about, and that's tied right to the nose cone. This is something I used to do years ago with bigger flights. And if the nose cone comes out and everything else gets stuck, you got the weight of the nose cone pulling, and you got this little drogue chute also that's helping to pull everything out. Alright, here's the main. I mean, all this is looking pretty good. So, looking at this, you can see where took a little bit of the black powder charge right there, but besides that, this is in really nice shape. Look at the side that had the parachute in. I mean, that looks great with this Nomex shield. So the Nomex shield did its job. Here's the 6-foot semi-elliptical chute. I mean, this thing looks pristine. Wow, this looks really big on camera, up close. Far away though, when it's coming down, it doesn't look that big. But yeah, I don't see any burn marks. The lines look really good. Just keep feeding this line up. Alright, so here's like some spots here, but not too bad. Here's another one here, another one. So yeah, see that? Not terrible, but if it's any worse than that, I think I would just replace this line where this rocket's so heavy. And here's the other Nomex shield. Alright, so I use this is an 18-inch Nomex shield, and I use this so I have this end folded down. So the ejection charge, the motor ejection charge is hitting the back end of this. So I have like a primary heavy-duty Nomex shield that takes the hit first, and then the main is wrapped in another Nomex shield. And then to protect the lines a little bit further, and I believe I've shown this in other build videos. So I don't know if you can see in here. I'll just pull it this way. So I made, out of the scrap materials of the Nomex shields I make a sleeve. And I wrap that, and I just slid the sleeve down, and it goes all the way down to where the quick links are, to the U-bolts. And that really takes a lot, it saves this line. Look at this. Look how new that looks. See that? This is like after the fact, past a shield, and it's still getting kind of cruddy. Can you imagine what this would look like with ejection charges right on it? So they look brand new. All right, pulling out the altimeter. So I already pulled this out once. I had to get the battery out of there because it's not good leaving the battery plugged in too long, but this looks all in really good shape. And on each side of the altimeter, I have this, it's a gym mat. I just cut a circle out of it, and this cushions the altimeter on both sides and saved a lot of vibration from up and down. And that looks like it's in great shape. All right, here's a better look of what I'm talking about. That I have these protectors going all the way down to the U-bolt. Here's the eBay I've made. It's for a backup for the booster section. And you know, it does have a hole cut for the breather so the altimeter can sample the air. And here's, if I can get that to zoom in right, or the focus. So this well right here, that's where I had the charges set to. There we go, focusing a little better. And you could clearly see that went off no problem. I wanted to show what I've been using for igniter wire off the altimeter to fire off my charges. And I use Firewire's product, and when I've switched to these, they've been 100%. I've had no issues. They're a low ohm E-match. Actually, they're an E-match, not an igniter wire. And yeah, they're great. I got these from Chris Rocketry. If you buy like a 40 pack from him, they're like 75 cents a piece. I mean, that's cheap. Something else I like to point out too is I do hook up to the factory connector for the nose cone, but where I've had some problems of that failing, I did cut out on the nose cone and added an extra piece here that I sewn in as a backup in case that rips. I've got this as a, like I said, a backup, and it'll hold the nose cone because this is too big to be losing. You don't want to lose any nose cone, but this thing weighs almost like I think it's around like 2.5 pounds or so. I mean, that's a lot. So you don't want that coming down without a chute. Yeah, I like to keep my cases to all my motors. Something I do is I like to write a note on here. So I'm pretty happy how everything looks. I don't think I need to replace anything. I just have to keep an eye on a couple spots of the shock cord where it was blackened and make sure future charges aren't making those any drier or worse where they might break. And the only thing I haven't talked about was the projected 850 feet from Roxim, and I only got 723 feet, I believe what the altimeter read. And that was because the wind was starting to pick up, and they just asked us to angle the rods towards the wind so the rockets come back to us. There are power lines way off to one side, so they just want to make sure we angle. And I think when you pitch it just a little bit, and you can see that in a flight, you had that pitch, and you lose a little bit of altitude. I think, I don't know if I would have got the full 850 feet if I went straight up, but I think it'd been close. I probably think I would have picked up another 100 feet. I might have gotten that 823, 825 feet or something like that. So, I'm impressed. Roxim, I think, was close.
Liftoff. Do that, it finds the wires. Fortunately, the wind will carry it back this way. People do not inhale the smoke, it is horrid. That was a J435.
Pete, where we're at, I can't tell. Looking through the camera. Wow. Woo! Nice. Yeah! This wraps up the post-flight review for the Level 2 certification flight on my Jupiter 3. I want to thank everyone that has supported me by watching these videos, subscribing, talking to me on the field or through social media. I really appreciate it, you know, through the whole process, through my first attempt and then rebuild and where I'm at now. I'm really happy, and having everybody, you know, hit a like or make a comment or even, you know, say, hey, you know, that was a nice video, I saw it. Like, it all means a lot. Again, thank you for watching. We'll see you next video.